Okay, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. This is Taslim Rashid Ahmed, Chairman of Rose Landmark BD and Rose Ethiopia. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys one of the most important concept for SAT, that is slope. I'm going to be going in depth for whatever knowledge you require for slope. So, as we have explained earlier, that equation of a straight line is y equals to mx plus b, where m is the slope or the gradient and b is the y-intercept. So suppose if you have a straight line, this part is the B. It is the point at which the curve cuts the y-axis. It's known as the y-intercept, and the slope is del y by del x. What is del? Del is the difference. So basically, suppose if this point is x1 y1 and this point is x2 y2, then slope would be del y by del x, or difference in the y coordinates, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now in order to go in details, basically a slope is actually the tan theta that it makes with the y-axis. So what is tan theta? Suppose in this angle, triangle, this right angle triangle, this is theta. So this is opposite, this is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. So from SOHCAHTOA, we know that tan theta is equals to opposite by adjacent. So this divided by this. So this length would be difference in y-axis, and this would be difference in x-axis. So basically, the formula for a slope of a straight line is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is the number one concept. The second is a slope of an increasing straight line is always positive. So if a straight line is increasing, so slopes of this would always, m would always be greater than 0. So whenever you have an ascending straight line, that is, with the increased value of x, the value of y also rises. So in this kind of line, the gradient of the slope is always greater than 0. So for example, if this is the y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, will always be positive. This is for an ascending straight line. However, for a descending straight line, so that is, with the increase of x, the y keeps decreasing. For this kind of line, m, that is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, will always be less than 0. And this kind of curve, slope is always less than 0. And in this kind of curve, slope is always greater than 0. So for descending curves, slope is negative. For ascending curve, slope is positive. Now the third concept. For the third concept, so a steeper line has a higher gradient. So in an SAT exam, if they give you a curve, two curves, so this one, and this one. So this is say y1, this is y2, this is y3. Always remember, higher the steep, greater the gradient. So the slope of y1, the slope of y1 will be greater than the slope of y2, and the slope of m2, that is slope of y2, will be greater than slope of y3. So in this curve, this has the highest slope, this is the greatest, and this has the lowest slope. So basically m1 is greater than m2, then greater than m3. So basically m1 is greater than m2, then m3. Remember this is also required for SAT. Now the third concept, or rather the fourth concept. Whenever you have two perpendicular lines, suppose this is L1 and this is, suppose this one L1 and this is L2. Whenever you have two perpendicular lines, the product of the slope of two perpendicular lines gives you -1. So suppose the slope of L2 is m2, the slope of m1 is m1. So the product m1 times m2